Dino Masters on the Nintendo DS was, I guess, a puzzle and a turn-based RPG game. Oh wait, I forgot about the intro of the video. The Nintendo DS had a lot of games, but today we'll take a look at these. It's a gem that was hidden, games that were hidden gems on the Nintendo DS, like the video title says. Dino Masters. Dig, Discover, and Duel, as the full name states. It reminds me a little bit of Pokemon Conquest. In the overall levels, you play as an archaeologist and use a touchscreen to move your character and dig out a piece of the map. Every level has a boss and smaller enemies that try to attack you once you get out of the safety of your own car. You can dig up item boxes and also defeat enemies by digging around them. The main point of the game is to dig up fossils buried within the levels. Once you uncover about 70% of the map, you pass the level and move on to the next one. You start off with 3 lives, and each time you get hit, you lose one, and once you lose all your lives, it's game over. Back to the start from the beginning of the stage you selected. At first, you only have Asia and North America to choose from, but eventually, you'll unlock more locations including Africa, Australia, and the South Pole. Now, the main mode of the game is to hunt for those fossils, but the ones you dig up are the ones you can revive into dinosaurs to use in dinosaur fights, which are basic fights that use a rock, paper, scissors technique. You choose an attack area and hope the enemy uses a different area to defend. There's also tech moves that add to the fighting mechanic, but the fights are pretty simple, and it does have multiplayer, but the main core of the game is the fossil hunting, which I find to be fun, and I do like the art style of the game, although critics disagreed with me because the game didn't have good ratings, so I'm not sure if this is considered a hidden gem if it's not considered a good game. But it's a hidden gem for me. Also, if I was this archaeologist and this was a digging site full of monsters and enemies trying to get you, I wouldn't get out of my car. The next game on this hidden gems list is Skate It. Skate was a huge game series back in the late 2000s, and the DS was one of the biggest consoles of the time. Only one problem. Skate required you to have 2 analogs, and the DS only had 1 D-pad. But luckily, the touchscreen became a way to control the skateboard in Skate It. Skate It used the touchscreen to control your skateboard, which was on the bottom screen, and your character was on the top screen. Yes, it's still clunky, but it works for the DS. The core gameplay of Skate is still here. Instead of learning flip tricks with the analog stick, you learn the flip tricks by flicking the board with the stylus. The various maps add to the gameplay, and the story is based somewhere between Skate 1 and 2. Sure, the game isn't as big as the console counterparts, but the Nintendo DS did have a multiplayer, and even an online multiplayer feature. And I did mention this game back on the DS download play video, I believe, and Nintendo DS Skate It was later released on mobile with the touchscreen controls. Honestly, it's a good port / side game of the Skate series on the Nintendo DS, and it's definitely a Why do I keep being a cricket? The last game is a Dragon Ball Z game called Attack of the Saiyans. A different format than the usual DBZ games, it's a turn-based RPG. The game only covers the Saiyan saga. For those who don't know about Dragon Ball Z, that's basically season 1 of a show or something like that. But it's quality over quantity. We never got another entry to the legacy of Goku games, but when I first played this back in the day, it really reminded me of those games. The overworld is similar, and the atmosphere of the game creates a whole Dragon Ball Z world where you can explore the world, talk to people, and enter buildings. This being a turn-based RPG, it kind of feels like you don't have to be a Dragon Ball Z fan to play or even like this game. The fights are random encounters like older Pokemon games, and there are items and equipment you can collect to increase your stats. You can play as multiple characters like Goku, Krillin, Piccolo, Tien, and Yamcha. And in the fights, when you fill up your fighting gauge, your character uses a sparking mode which... Wait a minute. Interesting. As you battle, you gain experience and level up, and you can level up your stats just like any other RPG game. And like I mentioned, you don't really have to be a Dragon Ball Z fan to play the game. And also, the story does change a bit from the True Saiyan saga. Not everyone's cup of tea, but a great hidden gem. Get it? The gem was hidden? There's that cricket again. Where is it?